And Jubin, in your position, where you're organizing a lot of this and how the content comes in, it's kind of the same question. Is there thought at the beginning of the week in terms of how it's going to be structured, in terms of the monologue jokes versus sort of the other segments involved, and how they are assigned, and what does that look like?
It's definitely the structure of the day allows there to be some stability because the stories are so rapidly changing. When, especially like as a writer, you're usually one part of this larger machine. When you move up into as a head writer, you are sort of seeing a lot more of the pieces as they're flying back and forth and like grabbing them, editing them, changing them, moving them out. So you usually there's a lot of management of the day that you don't really think of as late night. I think like a lot of people think of late night writing as like a 30 Rock episode where like all the writers are always doing some weird thing that has nothing to do with writing. And in reality, like a lot of the day is like very highly regimented. Francesca's schedule is actually very similar to ours. We're the same sort of sister shows, and there's an enormous amount of deadlines throughout the day. So I would say that usually whatever we get at the morning to see what the stories of the day are, that varies wildly, but like the machinery usually stays the same. So no matter what is thrown at you, it's like, great, you have to write a draft about that in like an hour and a half. And then as the day goes on, there are certain points at which you are able to inject like new stuff that comes in, but there's definitely a structure that just has to exist because the cameras come on at 9:30 or 6:30, whether you want them to or not. It's amazing how much of a late night show's life is trying to build a track as the train is barreling towards you, and how intensely creative you can be under deadlines that close and tight and oncoming.
Lauren always says it goes on because it's 11:30, not because it's ready.
Yeah,
And I think there's probably a similar process through late night and what that looks like.
and we have more flexibility too because we can always if we have to delay taping,
Right,
20
a bit of
yeah, half an
flexibility.
hour. But yeah, as Saturday Night Live is a live show, you guys don't have the luxury at all.
Yep.